hate puppies.
We're gonna need them.
It's good podcast.
I love your
I
intro
feel
music.
threatened.
It's good.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Very special edition coming from well outside of the Pallet House today. We're at Club Scandals. For those that know, would have been about a year ago this episode. You would know. I'm joined by Patrick. How are you, man?
It's a fantastic day to be here.
It is. And I've got Woody here, who's a listener. I'm excited to have Woody.
I
on.
do. I listen when I can. Thank you. Good to be here.
Yes, I've seen you send over pictures where you're like, that beer was good. Good call.
I'm about to crack one now.
Did you discover the light skies
Yes.
from the podcast?
Thanks to you guys.
Boom. Yeah.
Love it.
That's why you're so svelte. See, those things are low in carbs, low in calories. That is good.
Sold.
I tell you, if I'm being honest, I'm a little struggling today. I committed the cardinal sin of guys' weekends, which is I came in and I went super hot day one, which everybody knows you don't do that. You come in and you slow play day one, and then you have a good
You
weekend.
got to ease into it.
It's always the schmuck that parties
Yeah.
too hard on day one that
You're
you're like,
that guy.
I'm the guy.
You're the guy.
Last night we were all the guy, though. Everybody.
I did hear that.
I knew we were in trouble as soon as we didn't get out here until like 10 o'clock.
Yes.
That's a bad sign. And then everyone was like, we should start drinking a lot. Next thing I know, it's 4 a.m. and I'm like, I regret everything. I didn't regret it wholeheartedly though till first thing this morning. That was brutal. I was not feeling well, but it got in the water.
Yeah.
Brought it back.
Your first stand-up jet ski ride of the day, shook it right off.
That actually, man, that is quite the pill.
Refreshing.
I like that stand-up jet ski. How the hell did you get a stand? You know, it's not the 80s, right?
It is the 80s in my mind.
Okay.
So that's a 1988 stand-up jet ski that I've always wanted, and I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, and I like grabbed my daughter. We went straight down there and picked it up, and it like sat in some guy's garage. It was like brand new, and only used like once.
I mean, it looks like
We fired it up. It's
a time,
great.
like out of a time capsule.
Yes, I just need to get like fuchsia and bright pink like life jacket and like those 80s sunglasses, and I'd be ready to go on.
I wonder if anyone else looked at that. Like, did he get any other messages? Like,
I don't know.
I want it, or you were the guy.
It
You're
was
the owner.
destined
Yes.
to come to me.
Yes.
So I don't know. I saw it and I was
There
like, we're
wasn't a
going
bidding
now.
war on that.
So, Patrick, you're the one who puts this thing together for the most part, right? This whole Scandals trip, or were you? Did
So
you discover it? How
Scandals-
did this come to be?
Scandals came on this beach. It was born on this beach here. It used to just be a guy's trip, but the whole premise of it is me and Jason were joking around how on Club Sandals, which is like a resort that has, like,
Beaches, sand-
blowing cabanas in the wind and servant staff coming around and everything's nice. At Club Scandals, there's like red Solo cups crushed in the sand and like a broken boat and a grill on fire, and it's kind of
Puke.
poorly repaired boats, guys barfing in the corner. It's Club Scandals. It's a little different. And we were just joking about like how in Club Scandals, like the legal department would get involved, and like we had all these different like extensions on the phone of like different departments at Scandals, and it just became and our logo is kind of a knockoff of
It looks like sandals, except
Yeah.
It's a ripoff.
there's a C.
it's the same font.
Yes, quite literally. Yeah, this is crazy out here. So you guys just discovered a beach, and it was just a guy's trip, and then it's blossomed into whatever the
Yep.
hell this is.
Yep, absolutely.
A guy tried to land a fucking plane over here.
He tried. He
Like, I'm
almost
not
did.
even kidding. Like, this
was
guy...
close.
He almost got it too.
This guy was down. He was like 5 feet from the sand before it occurred to him. Bad idea.
That's Jeff.
That was impressive, man, to say the least. Yeah, that was like, what does that dude fly on, like fighter?
He's
fighter
in
planes
Navy.
or something.
He's in the Navy.
That makes more
Navy.
sense
Yeah.
because I'm like, no one in their right mind would even consider this, and he's like, looks good.
He's like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll land on the beach. It'll be
We'll
fine.
approach.
Yeah, don't do it. I'm glad he pulled out because I was recording it because I wanted the fiery part. Yeah. But that part where he came in was cool too. But that fiery part would have been sick. So how many years have you guys been doing this?
This is probably the 4th year of Club Scandals official, but Jason's been doing it long before you need paper towels over there.
Yeah, I need a paper towel desperately.
there.
I just
Got a-
scratched
I got
a
a wound.
scab all sexy like.
It's right there. I have a first aid kit.
How many sores is that for you today?
Multiple. Unfortunately, this just seems to be. I'm just literally just bleeding in a boat. Fortunately, I stopped it before it became a thing. I felt it. I felt my toenail drag across like an old. I was like, I wonder if that's gonna look down. It's like, oh, immediate regret. It's like last night all over again. Yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead.
But yes, Jason was doing it before I even knew him with a couple guys, and I think they were more focused on like actually sailing and going places.
That's weak.
We don't do that. We come over here and like plan on those things, but never actually follow through.
Well, we've been trying to do this podcast for over a year.
Yep.
Literally.
But last year, I swear, it was not the time. Like I think it wouldn't have flowed quite as good last year.
Don't think so?
You had to get your feet wet still,
That's
Brendan.
true.
You're like, it was like your first year. You had to kind of get the
Kinda
lay
know
of
what to
land,
expect,
like
yeah.
see what's up.
Prepare
you know?
your
You need a
thoughts.
perspective, you know.
Yeah, this is a lot. I mean, you guys go hard, and it's like a junkyard of like water vehicles out there. It's amazing how many boats and you bring a trampoline.
Trampoline
A water
is
trampoline.
here. Yes.
Like we intentionally didn't bring like our kids. You blow up a fucking trampoline, put it right outside. We have three kids.
Kids
I
show
know
up.
it was probably a mistake, and I can accidentally deflate it if we need to.
I came up, I looked outside, I was like, oh, we got kids.
We were getting all the stuff from the house, and I said, I got a trampoline, and Jason said, yeah, we should bring that. Yeah,
Pretty
all
soon
right.
I'm gonna be like giving out snacks and making sure everyone has naps, and they're
Yeah.
so I'm like, wait a minute.
Juice box. Yeah, we brought the juice box.
There go the Lunchables. Damn it. The Uncrustables are all gone. We're hosed. No more goldfish. What the hell is going
Clean
on?
you out.
But the thing that I think I like about Scandals, and this is probably my third year, I just happened to run up on you guys because Greg Crandall,
Yes.
I wish this
somehow you knew him. Or
I knew him through
knew?
Jason.
Oh, through Jason, yeah.
Yep.
for listeners out there, Crandall is John Taffer
He just is.
from Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give you,
Greg Crandall shows up.
he's like the
every-
nicer John
every year at
Taffer.
Scandals, and he does the pulled pork like a night ahead of time. And then he always has this big orange sports cooler that he just like carries around with him. It's humongous. And he's got like mysterious substances of alcohol in there, some magic punch that he makes that only he knows how to do. And will inevitably hand it out on the beach and like just totally it's like 300% alcohol in this thing.
I guess he's the opposite of Bar Rescue. Like he's the reason bars go under.
Exactly.
Because he's just handing it out. He pours all the booze in a bucket and
That's
he
so
just hands
ironic
it out
because
all
he
day.
used to have a job. His job was to make sure the bar never over poured.
Well, that's why
yeah.
that's why I think of that, because they always push that particular product.
Right.
And last year I'm talking to him and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that somewhere and decided I want to do that." And like I took over
Right.
all these
That's
states and
ironic.
did so he
Yeah.
like made all this money and I was like, "I know your product." And he's
But
like,
now
but then he sold that and then like parlayed that into BW3s before they were cool.
Yes.
Rode it till they were super cool and then was like, "I'm out. This shit's getting lame."
just in time.
Like he's amazing and he just stacks money and goes to the Caribbean.
That's
I'm like,
right. Yes, that's it. But the thing that I was saying about Scandals is like Crandall and you and me, everybody brings their best. You know, they just bring whatever it is about
Yep.
themselves that's awesome. Like you last year, Brendan, that torch that you brought.
Oh,
that thing was
I
dope.
loved
It
it.
was
I was
fantastic.
now, of course, I looked it up and I get ads for them. I'm gonna have to buy one.
The Grill Blazer.
Everybody, just brings the best
Yep.
of who they are, and it's fun.
we never go without. Nobody's ever hungry.
No.
There's always a million eggs and hot dogs.
Yeah.
And we just kind of make it work.
I have two
Loaves
tremendous
of fishes.
burns on my mouth right now from brats in
We
the
ate
middle
all
of the
the
night.
bratwurst last night, all of it, and most of the hot dogs. at
Don't
like
worry, I got 3 more
3:32
packs.
a.m.
3 more packs
Good.
for you.
This place is ridiculous. There's enough food to feed 50 people
Yes.
for 2 weeks, and we're here for 2 days.
Yep, and we'll eat it all.
Yeah, and I'm going to be shredded. Just going to be in such good shape when I get back. My wife's going to be psyched. I come back and show her all this growth. Bleeding off my foot. I got sores in my mouth. My guts all distended. How was it? It was really good.
And you like this?
Let me climb on top.
like
Not going to happen.
It's the best.
It is fun. It
Yeah.
is fun. I'll give it that. I already feel the sunburn coming on. It's like
Yes.
noon. Like, great.
It's
Really-
just different from your normal life, right?
It's
an escape.
definitely a little
Yeah.
different.
Now
yeah.
do this like every week. What are you talking about?
Well, that's true. That's true.
And I tried my best to tell like the story of it last year, but now I realize I must have fucked up a lot of details because when I got back here, people were coming over and like, you told a story about this, but that was me, and that wasn't. Like, people are upset.
So I still listen to that episode like every now and then if I'm like kind of feeling a little down or something in the car. I pop that on because I love it because you painted a picture of all of us. Like, you're like, yeah, I got on Patrick's boat. It's like a 48-foot boat or something, probably.
It's a 33. I looked
But
at
like
I
everything
looked
was
this
just
time. I
like
looked at-
larger and cooler, and like it was like you're like, what? It was just like blowing your mind.
Wide-eyed. You were still wide-eyed.
I was wide-eyed. I'm still pretty wide-eyed, honestly. When I saw that stand-up jet ski, I was like, holy shit, these don't exist. And I
Every
got
year we
up.
try to bring like one thing like that, like a new weird,
Yeah, it's fun.
strange device.
You
Yeah.
guys,
Mess
you
around
guys
with.
have a boat you talk about. You call it Scandals 1.
Scandals 1.
It doesn't exist.
It's a beauty.
All you do is talk about it. I've seen the engine out of it in multiple garages. Like it's like a Ouija board.
So that boat is kind of like it kind of is the Scandal spirit because what it is, it's this old boat me and Jason got for $1,200 from Wally over there, and the motor was like, this motor is so old and been in salt water its whole life. It's not supposed to like still be alive. It was like rusted through. It had a crack in it, and like at any moment it was just gonna like fall off the boat. It was awful. And me and Jason rebuilt it, but we probably spent more time and money like rebuilding this thing than if we would have just bought a stupid new motor, right?
Yeah,
But
I
we
can
were
see
like,
that.
no, we were like, no, we want the old rickety two-stroke that blasts like smoke out and shakes around and makes all this noise. Like we need that. Like
I don't know that you do, but I
can't buy,
respect
like,
it.
a new motor. We just can't.
Well, that motor's seen some stuff. I know that because I've been to 2 different houses where the motor's just been. They're like, oh, this is Scandals 1 motor. I'm like, that's not how that works. It's over at that dude's house. And then I get over there. No, this is Scandals 1 motor. You guys talk about it. It's like this mythical creature. It's like a unicorn. It doesn't exist. But I like that you guys keep telling the story.
I will take
That's
you
how-
on Scandals 1 before this weekend's over. Promise.
I've seen it.
Don't believe
I've
it.
seen
Don't believe it.
Promise.
I've seen it.
I'll just see the smoke in the distance. Like, that's it.
I hate it comes out of the fog.
That's how it has to happen, too.
You must believe.
Yeah, you should wait till it's pouring down rain tomorrow and then just bring it out of the
Huge
squall.
thunderstorm coming.
I think that's the
Absolutely.
move.
Yeah.
Believe it when I see it. Don't think it exists. I know the engine exists in multiple parts. And I know that it spills oil
Parts of
everywhere.
it makes a huge scene.
Yeah.
I saw Scandals 1 for the first time. I think it was. Jason had it here on the beach with his kids.
Yep.
And you know, boats have these tops. They're called bimini tops, and
Yep.
they give you shade. Well, Scandals 1 had a rickety old beach rainbow umbrella in the fishing rod
Zip
holder.
tied to the
something like that. I was
center
like,
console.
I think I know that boat. And I went over, and sure enough,
You're like, is that Scandals, guys?
I think it was Scandals
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, sure enough, it was. I was like, it had to be.
And it was.
Are we allowed to disclose the name of this beach or we keep it undercover? I don't know the name, so I can't actually do it.
I think we could let it out.
Well, let it out.
This
It's
is-
time.
This is Pirates Beach.
Pirates
over here.
Beach. Are we in the bay?
We are in Fleets Bay, off of the Chesapeake Bay,
Okay.
near Indian Creek,
Mm-hmm.
near Anti-Poison Creek, which is where the whole Pocahontas movie happened. Like literally right here.
But not the actual Pocahontas story.
No, like the story of Pocahontas happened like a mile over that way.
Really?
Seriously. Like John Smith, the Stingray. Like,
Stingray, yep.
that's Anti-Poison Creek where they got mud and they like healed them over there.
I'll be damned.
There were like people riding around in canoes made out of a log, and now here we are on a stand-up jet ski zooming around.
I think I need to go over there and rub some
yeah,
on me.
You
I'm
that would
fucking
help you
injured.
with your hangover or
It'll
your
heal you.
stubbed toe.
Yeah, I'm just bleeding. I just put mud in my mouth, down my back. This is what I need. I'm gonna be
I
healed.
clean my boat with it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Does
come,
everything.
rub it in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come home stronger than when I left. That is always the goal. Now, Patrick, you race.
Yes.
You race cars. Well, you give a shout out to Beamer Rescue. Is
Yep.
that-
Yep. That's my auto shop. But
So
we have
anybody
a-
in the Richmond area who has a BMW, if you want it taken care of properly, I would go to Beamer Rescue. That is the ultimate place to get it done. You can meet Patrick and his mustache, which he wears year round, not just ironically in November, like many of us. And another guy that's here fighting, he'll upsell you, and that's great.
And I promise we take better care of cars than we do at Club Scandals, boats and stuff. We're
Honestly-
better mechanics at work.
Honestly, I see the work you're able to do, like on these things. Like you are mechanically sound, and Look at the size of this tool. You have a bigger toolbox on your boat than I have in my garage,
Yes.
which says something about my masculinity.
You never know.
I'm
At
very
Club
secure in
Scandals.
mine. I just need a couple wrenches. No, but so you race, and I see a sticker on there. It's called Race Bar.
Yep.
What is the story behind
So
this?
Race Bar is a whole lifestyle racing team, we call it, and we have probably 50 members across the country. We got people in California, got people in Virginia, like across the nation, and we meet up and we do these races that are called 24 Hours of Lemons. So
Oh, it's
You've heard
pronounced
of-
Le Mans.
yeah, you think it is, but we do 24 Hours of Lemons, and the rules are the cars have to be less than $500. So you can't spend more than $500 on your race car, and it's got to go on a racetrack and run for 24 hours straight. Like we're doing driver changes, refueling.
So it
straight
is
through
like
the
Le Mans.
night. It's exactly like it, but instead of $50 million racing teams, it's $500 racing teams. So it's a lot like Scandals in a way. Like the cars are cobbled together. They're kind of sketchy looking. It's like cars that shouldn't be on a racetrack are on a racetrack. Like we drag a car that like just came out of a swamp and like put it on a racetrack. Is what we do. And
Who checks to make sure it's like a $500 car? Is that just an honor system situation?
So they have judges and they wear like a robe and everything, and you have to bring your car around for what's called the BS inspection, where they
Okay,
like look through the
okay.
car and they're like, "That's BS." And if you try to bring like a real race car in, they'll like dock you laps. Like you'll start like 50 laps behind everybody. But if you bring like a Studebaker with a giant like flamingo on top, they'll actually like raise you points. So you could actually win the race in a Studebaker going like 65 miles an hour around the racetrack, just out of like
'Cause they
style
gave you
points.
some laps.
Yeah, because they
Oh, that's
like you. But you can also bribe them. So we'll like hide $20 bills.
Oh, so
around
this is like the
car.
Olympics.
Yeah, exactly. So we do that race, but we do a ton of other cool stuff. We race probably 2 or 3 times a year. We do a nonprofit work. One of our drivers' son has cystic fibrosis, so we raise money for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and we've raised probably 15 grand last year for him. And,
when is this? When is the?
the fundraiser stuff?
Yeah.
So we do it at races. So we'll show up to the race, and we'll get a hold of the microphone, and we'll tell our story, and we'll set up a little table, like selling race bar shirts and swag and stuff, and we'll raise money that way. And a lot of racers will donate, like on Venmo or whatever, and it's pretty cool stuff. It's really fun.
Where do you guys race? Like VIR? Or
VIR. We've raced New Jersey Motorsports Park. We rode Atlanta. We've raced Charlotte Motor Speedway. All over the place.
And
So
why is it called Race Bar?
that's a great question. I can't believe I didn't even disclose that.
Glossed
So,
over it, so I figured I'd
kinda
circle back.
Assumed.
A little corporate
it's
speak for you.
got,
I circled back,
The car is an old BMW,
which adds up.
and it has a bar on the back. Probably a 4x4 bar on the trunk with a beer tap in the middle of it. And we throw humongous parties after the race.
The functioning tap?
Functioning tap has kegs, has CO2 set up and everything, and it has a 3,000 watt stereo on the top of the car, like pointing out.
I'm calling
people.
bullshit on the $500.
Yeah, and we actually got dock points one time for our stereo system. They're like, because we started to get fast, and like all the competitive guys were like, "Hey, wait a minute, these race bar guys are starting to like get fast," and they docked us points for our speakers, so that we would like. But we
That's
still
like the equivalent of
Yeah.
like stripes make the car faster.
Exactly.
Like how the hell did my
So-
speakers?
So we have a functioning bar, and we have killed 4 kegs in one night through this car. We go to these parties, and like maybe 1,000 people will come out and like have a beer off the back of Race Bar. And we do pulled pork. We did 140 pounds of pulled pork one night on smokers. And like sometimes they'll do 2-day races where it's like 8 hours one day, 8 hours the next. And our strategy is to run the race the first day.
You're running the race with the race bar car.
Yeah, yeah,
It just doesn't
yeah.
have the kegs in it at that time.
Imagine like a functioning bar scene going on, a party with like a line out the door of people getting beer, and then like in the morning it's racing around a racetrack, and then it stops, and then there's like a party again, and people are getting beer off the car. We have one of those 7-Eleven style hot dog rollers that we put on it that just like
Shut the
they
front
turn.
door.
Yes, we could do 33 hot dogs at a time. That thing's a great invention. We have a popcorn machine. We have a bubble machine.
What the fuck is that?
We have
Have
a
you
snow,
ever
we have a
won
snow
a race?
machine. We did. We won our first race
Nice.
ever. And
Sweet.
it was in South Carolina. And we were like totally, like the moon's lined up. The car didn't break, 'cause car always breaks. And car didn't break. the drivers kind of kept their shit together and like kept it smooth out there, and it was raining, and the car is real big and fluffy and like loose and stuff, and in the rain we actually had an advantage over all the like Miatas and E30s and like fast cars and stuff, and we just kind of snuck by everybody, and we got first class, Class B, which was like a huge victory.
I do want to go
Huge.
back and say that he said Miatas and stuff, fast cars. Just I'll call that out. He did call
I
Miata.
did include Miatas in the fast car.
He did. He put Miatas in the fast car category. So all those assholes out there always busting my balls about my Miata. See, this guy races.
What car do you have?
The race
What
bar.
is the race bar? Yeah.
It's an '84 BMW 733i, which is not supposed to race. It's a four-door like flagship long.
Right.
Yeah,
big,
don't they
huge
race
thing.
like the 3 Series?
Yeah. You
Like
never
that-
would choose a 7 Series
Yeah.
to race.
That's
but
a
we did.
big ass
They're both-
luxury car.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
not supposed to race.
But
we
you
did
can't
it.
get a big
And we
bar
won
on
Class
it.
B. It's awesome.
That's
great.
pretty sweet, man.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Huge victory.
Nice.
That is huge. And you guys are doing good out there. You're getting people drunk and you're raising money
Feed-
for charity.
Feeding
Yep.
them. Yeah.
You're feeding people. Yeah, I feel like you guys are kind of
You're
the.
doing it all. It is like Scandals. Isn't
We
it?
should do like something like that for Scandals, some like fundraiser thing. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah,
probably.
we're mad organized.
Yeah.
It
Beers
cost
for
me a
kids.
fortune.
We're just raising
Greg's
Miller
big
Lights.
cooler and just hand it out.
Right.
That's
All
right.
These toys cost a fortune anyway.
We could set up a little stand over there on the island on a Saturday.
This place gets packed on
Yeah.
a Saturday. You really could raise
do.
money. But
we could sell ice for like $20 a bag for like a fundraiser.
Absolutely.
You know?
it's not the worst plan I've ever heard.
No.
We could do
$20
it.
bag ice. Everybody needs it.
I mean, Scandals
it's
is
for
just
fundraising.
Scandal shirts, hat.
Scandals is
Yeah,
just
that's
like
true.
Race Bar of the Sea. Anyways, it's like we could do the same stuff. You know?
My fear with Scandals, though, Club Scandals, is if you get too big, Club Sandals.
They'd be like,
We'll be
whoa,
pissed,
whoa,
you know?
like a
I
copyright
say,
issue.
hey, you guys, cease and desist.
We would just put like an R and be like Club Scrandals, and then like they'd have to like fight
There's-
it for years.
There's a C. It's different.
It's totally different.
It's like dum 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 dum. Mine goes dum 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 dum. Different.
Oh yeah,
It's different.
the hammer or
It's the vanilla ice.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the vanilla
that's
ice
right.
excuse. No. It's different. Now
Totally
everyone's
different.
like sampling's totally fine, but Vanilla Ice was panicked. He's like, "Hold on, you caught me? Everybody samples since
He
the
took
dawn
him
of time."
down. Yes.
Vanilla Ice just panicked. He didn't have the guts to stand up to him. No, dun 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 dun. You hear it? It's different. You're full of shit. Bowie's pissed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have a C. I don't think we have anything to worry
We'll
about.
be okay. I think we'll be okay. I don't think we're on the radar just yet.
Just
Although
yet,
we do
okay.
have a Facebook page.
It's not really a big
Scandals.
fear of mine.
There's a Facebook page.
Yeah. We get like every now and then I get a notification on my phone that we got like one like somebody just like found it and was like, I like this.
I didn't even know this. I need
Yeah,
to get on there.
we have it.
Because I'm
Like I
old.
knew
I think the
Yeah.
last update was like 2020 basically, but that's okay.
Died with COVID.
Yeah,
That happens.
it's out there.
Unfortunately, that happened to all kinds of good shit, including the
No,
Scandals.
we did
Facebook
scandals
page.
right through COVID. We had a
COVID was a great
scandals.
year for Scandals.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people had boats out here.
Yep.
They bought
Yep.
big, beautiful boats. They brought them out. Didn't know how they
We were partying on.
And yeah,
Yep.
a lot-
That was like my coming out party from COVID.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get out of here. Like I'd heard about this for so long.
Yes.
I finally hit up our buddy, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
"Dude,
that was your first year.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I got to get out of this house. I got to go.
there was no COVID here.
We were out.
beautiful.
We were outdoors. We were on the beach.
Yeah.
You know, it was good.
I remember feeling like there was a lot of COVID around.
Think so?
Yeah,
I don't remember masks or anything. So
Yeah.
Oh, there were no masks.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't think
I wore
we-
a condom the whole week, just on principle. I was just nervous.
Preventatively. We had. I don't think anybody got it on the trip, so we were good.
Yeah.
Well, good thing we've locked ourselves in this little
yeah,
room.
we're in this tiny.
Do a
boat.
podcast where we just speak into the air and just blow projectiles, aerosol at each other. Smart. I like it.
That's okay. I have a built-in viral detection device over there that like cleanses the air.
Nice.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Call me bullshit.
Objection! Hearsay!
You think?
I do.
I'm looking for it.
I know.
Yeah, it's right there. It's behind that
Oh,
carpeting.
I
over
see it.
there.
I see it. I think I see it.
So
It's
are
that
we
fan.
bringing out additional jet skis today? Is today like
So yeah, I think we should.
because I feel like we're
We need to hop in your boat, zoom to my parents' house, and get the Barbie at least, and then get the water skis.
Let's go.
I will water ski this weekend somehow, some way.
Doesn't the stand-up jet ski fix that?
No,
glitch?
well, I could water ski behind the stand-up jet ski, which is kind of like water skiing.
I don't.
You can ride it now.
This is yeah, dude. I got up, and I was shocked at how easily I did get up for a guy who staggered out hungover.
I got a video of that. I got to send it to you.
I'm just gonna
Really?
tell you,
Yes.
we had
You'll love it.
some bets against you. We're like, he's gonna make it like 100 yards. And
Everybody
then you
bets
got
against
up
No, you
and
did
then
good. You did good.
You
I was-
popped right up and off you went.
I was out. I was too hungover to feel fear. I couldn't feel anything. I was just dead inside.
It was funny. I was out driving that jet ski for the first time after I got it going. It was like April, kind of a little cold. And the second I drove it out, another guy on a stand-up came out. He's like, "You're the first other like stand-up I've ever seen out here."
No way.
We became instant friends out there.
Right.
We were like floating around the water, and he let me drive his, which is a 2022, brand new. I didn't know you could still get them, but it's like a 4-cylinder, 4-stroke with like 160 horsepower.
What do you think that one has? That
It's
you have
got
out
like
there?
35.
35 horsepower.
Yeah, and this thing I got
It's
on
small though. It's really small. So 35
Yeah,
is probably
he was like,
plenty.
"You want to switch?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he went and drove mine around, and I hopped on his, and I just blipped the throttle like zoom, and the thing was going like 60 or 70, and it was
Yeah.
the scariest thing.
I bet.
I don't think I want any part of that because yours felt like light speed.
But there's like a whole community of them out there. Like this guy apparently is part of a club, and he knew the guy that sold that thing to me somehow. He was like, "Oh, Jordan sold it to you? Oh yeah, he's in my jet ski club." They zoom.
It was in my jet ski club.
Way to go, Jordan.
He's out.
He's
Turns
out.
out,
Wife
gone.
got mad.
Turns out Jordan had like 35 of these, and he was like, he had to like get rid of one to like make room for another one. So he's a good
Jordan.
guy. I like this guy. We gotta get him on Scandals.
Yeah,
Right.
It's always funny to see what people are addicted to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude's got 35 stand-up jet skis. 2 feet.
Yeah.
Can't fucking ride 35 stand-up jet skis. But cool, good for him. I'm glad he's got that. He ride a different jet ski every day of the month. And still have a four to
Probably
spare.
all broken though, if they're anything like my stuff.
Oh, yours runs
Gotta
like
have
the top.
44 of them just to have like 2 that work.
They don't turn real well, those stand-up jet skis.
You gotta lean. It's a weird mixture of like leaning and turning the handlebars at the same time.
I'll add a third element, praying.
Praying and
I was coming around like, come on, baby, turn, turn.
So this Jordan guy, when we were floating around, I was like, so like what's the? I literally had just ridden it for the first time. I was like, what's like the tricks on this thing? Like, how do I like be good at it? And he's like, you just go drink a beer first and like get a little buzz and then you're fine. And I'm like, is that safe? He's like, you trust me. And I did it. And like I was like a little looser, a little calmer.
Yeah.
And
Right,
like
safety
one,
third.
Like, I didn't drink like 8 beers or anything, but like one, and I felt better.
Took
on
the
that
edge
thing.
off. Yeah.
That's what I've told everybody who's driven it since then.
Not me. He just gave me a black coffee and sent me on my way.
And a bad hangover.
Yeah, I had a bad hangover. I farted a little. I got out there. I was like, this isn't going well. Had my black coffee, had a little nicotine, and was like, I think I can do this. But I think if I had a beer, I could turn left. Because I'm not an ambi-turner.
Yeah.
I noticed I can really only turn right. It's very odd.
Now, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed, just
Weird,
something.
'cause I
just-
can only turn right. I don't like to turn right. I only like to turn left.
the right just kind of, I felt more balanced. When I did turn left, I did make one like little left turn, and like the whole thing leaned over, and like soon thereafter, I was just swimming it back in.
There's guys that do like crazy tricks where you like jump on the front and like ride it backwards, and you use your toe to like.
I have
do the
all new
throttle.
respect because I got out there and I was pretty certain that I was going to be submarining that thing and doing all kinds of stuff, and like I was just holding on for dear life.
Do you water ski or snow ski?
I wakeboard and snowboard, so it's a slightly different
Yeah.
vibe because your feet. I started sideways like a skateboard.
Yeah.
Horrible decision. Your
Oh,
body's
just
all
straight on.
twisted up.
You got to do it.
Yeah, it's like you kind of have to. I was slightly angled. I was in between snowboard and skiing, just in a really awkward space where nobody rides.
So we got it in the winter in like December. So I had to like I got it fixed by like January, but I had to wait like months to
Yeah.
like go out and actually try it, and I was like it was killing me. And my kids and we got on YouTube, and I started finding like if you guys ever want to have a good time, look up the 1991 Jet Ski World Championships. It's like a race, and the best part of it is not the race, it's the crowd. Like
was about to say-
they'll pan the camera at the crowd, and it's like late 80s, 90s, like swimsuits and like hairstyles and sunglasses. And it's
What is it about
awesome.
those swimsuits? Like I was in this
We gotta
place.
bring that stuff's got to come back.
I was in
I think
this.
it is.
I was in this.
Back, yeah.
I was in this place called Leon's last week. It's in Charleston, South Carolina, and they do fried chicken and oysters. And somehow these guys got nominated for a James Beard Award last year. Like killed it because they make dope fried chicken. And oysters, you just kind of open.
you get them out.
Yeah, I was like, how's this a James Beard? But okay, good for you. So Popeyes, keep your eyes out. You might get a James Beard. But go in this place, and I went in the bathroom, and they had like all these Snap-on tool calendars on the wall in the men's room, and they were all from the early 90s.
Yes.
So they were all in those like 80s, 90s swimsuits, and like I definitely took some extra time in that bathroom. I was like,
Matt, so like
got to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds.
Yeah.
like the swimsuits, like I've told my wife this. She doesn't. She'd be rolling her eyes out of her head if she's listening to this thing. But like the swimsuits, the old school ones that were like, they weren't like super revealing, but they like kind of rode up. Real
But they
high.
showed the side.
and they were like they had
The
these like
Baywatch
high,
style.
yeah,
Side
Yeah.
skin.
That is so cool, and it's like a one-piece suit. There's not like it's not like just a bunch of like a tiny little triangles and stuff. It's like cooler than like string bikini thing. you
I
know?
agree. I actually want to see like pockets of skin. I don't need to see I don't need to see all the skin. Now I'm not anti-thong, so I don't want to hear. I'm pro thong, but I actually like the thongs that are like it's like the half thong.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It just reveals some ass, but still covers
It
a
leaves
little.
something to the imagination, you know.
So I saw a new trend that I've noticed in this. I hope this catches on. So it's like these bikinis, but then they have an underboob cutout. Underboob cutout. So the bikini continues down, but there's just a hole. So you see the underboob, no nipple, and I'm like, hell yeah. And they're extra. They don't reveal a lot on the top. It's like we're going for under cleavage.
Okay.
I'm all
Fantastic.
in. Yeah, like this is great. It's like you go to a concert, and like I love hippie chicks because they have the shirt where like the whole front's covered, but the back is open.
Yep.
It's just got that little. I'm like, back. I don't even have a back thing, but I'm walking around widespread shows like,
Nice back.
look at all that back, like sexy as hell. You just got to show me something I'm not used to seeing, and I'm like, I'm all in.
The under boob bikini.
Under boob
Haven't seen
bikini.
it yet.
I've seen it in like a one piece where it's just cut out. I'm like, what? This is
Oh, that's
amazing.
crazy.
Like they're
You gotta
just
keep
have
eyes
some
open.
under boob.
Wonderful to see him on the beach tomorrow. It's only Friday, so like Saturday, everyone will show up.
Yeah, people are working now. It's crazy.
No, that's weird. That's weird.
I was trying to. I went over there and looked at some stuff. I did call one guy back. The conversation went very quick.
Fabian went over to work, which was crazy to me.
If you went to my place, there's no internet.
He's not finding it.
It'll be tough.
Actually, out here is the best like mobile.
It's crazy.
internet.
It is. On the water is where you need to work.
Oh, that's great news.
There's
That
a
means
guy-
this podcast will go out today.
There's
Oh,
a guy in Catamaran, like a 50-foot leopard catamaran that has been living on it since 2020, and he works remote. And he said this is like the best place because he can anchor in here. He gets good like he does software design or something, and he just like hangs out here. He was here last weekend, the weekend before.
This dude's living his best
Just
life.
figured it out.
Does he have anyone else on the boat, or is he just?
I don't know. I think his wife is there. I didn't see her. His name's Kevin. Cool guy. He's coming out. He's a Scandals guy now.
Oh,
Oh, he's
good.
official.
Yeah. I was like, well, come on out. You ride the jet ski? And he's like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
We're raising money for charity. Come on over, Kevin.
Yeah, my house faces the water, and cell internet sucks. But if I really need to get something out or check emails, I get in the kayak, go out, maybe 100 yards.
You're
But-
kidding.
Awesome.
Nah, it's sweet.
You got that Elon Musk Starlink out here? What the hell is
I'm
that?
on the list, and one of the neighbors just got it. And
Oh, you really can get that out here.
I haven't yet, but I'm on the list. But someone did get it recently, so it must be starting.
They like it?
They love it. They said it's so fast.
I feel like out here, though,
I can't wait.
you should fight that stuff. You should not get fast internet.
Yeah, I mixed.
You should have no internet at all out here, like
No,
available.
I should have fast internet, but everyone else should
That's
not.
true.
yeah.
I had a tenant come.
I don't want other people staring at the
The
screen.
only reason their internet should be out here is to stream like your Pandora station that you've got or something.
It is critical.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's
I had a
critical.
tenant come to rent my house last week, and the internet's been really bad. And I said, I'm sorry, the internet's really not great. And she was really nice. And after the trip, she's like, honestly, that didn't bother me at all. We played games.
That was good.
We played football in the yard. We went swimming. It was really, I didn't have to talk to anybody. I didn't have to
Yep.
check my phone for a week.
And you're like, sorry
She
guys,
loved
I
it.
can't get in.
Some people will freak out with like that.
No, I do love that when I get to a place.
Yeah.
There's that moment of shock.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
oh crap, like I can't do this. I can't.
Yeah,
do
I gotta
this.
go. I can't. Stay
And then
there.
like you're like one sandwich and a beer away from like,
yeah,
you know what?
if you can
I
lean
can't.
into it,
Yeah, like I just can't.
it's
and
pretty
that
sweet.
it's freeing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is. When you finally embrace it, it's very
Right.
freeing.
So you're right, Patrick. This is like you kind of want to fight that,
Yeah.
but also
but you're
like,
still on the list.
I kind of want to like be here a lot more and work. You know, so if I could work here, I could be here more. But yeah.
I think you should actually leverage it in your like Airbnb ad and be like, this house has bad internet, so you won't have to look at your email while you're here.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
bring the kids.
it's not gonna
your
work.
job can't reach you.
But we won't tell your boss that it has bad internet, so you can be like, oh, sorry, I couldn't log in.
right.
Like you should really like lean into that a little
Maybe I
bit.
should. Yeah. Because I'm always worried like people will be upset. No internet.
Yeah.
That place sucks. You
Be
know?
like, no internet. That's what's good.
Yeah,
about
but
it.
the last experience, she loved it. So
Yeah.
But we
you
got
know,
a
maybe
Ouija
so.
board, so you can talk to.
She literally wrote a review.
You know, it's got old school internet.
That's right.
You know, hey, Aunt Mary's here. It's crazy.
She got like a 56K modem in the house, and that's it.
The dial up.
Yeah.
Dude, that would actually be awesome because kids don't.
I
know
thought
that.
about it. I was like, do they still do dial up? Because I have a phone
Makes those
line.
weird like sounds, like bing bong, bing bong.
Yeah, I think I got a box of AOL CDs
Yeah,
upstairs.
we have a dial up and Napster.
It's perfect.
I mean, if everyone's going back to like the 80s swimsuits and 90s stuff, maybe we should just like go back to 90s internet as well.
I was in Target the other day, and you can buy a brand new Walkman. They're selling Walkmans,
Like cassette
cassette
What's it
tapes,
play?
Cassettes,
No way.
cassettes, and Discmans. They're off-brand, but they got them.
Like we're the one where it had the little tiny windows so you could see the
Yeah.
CD spinning.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
they got them.
I need to get one of those for my daughter.
They got yep.
I missed. I had like a yellow one.
Yep.
That like had like a latch, and it was like the hardcore Walkman. Like you could pee on it.
We're about to talk about Walkmans here.
And it's like
Walkman.
I missed that thing. Like I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, I want that Walkman.
That-
back.
yeah,
It had like
I-
a radio on it too. I was like, that thing was.
You probably
sick.
just threw it away, you know.
Totally.
Or, you know,
Just
nobody's
chucked it.
gonna want tapes
We should take
anymore.
a photo of a guy riding the stand-up jet ski wearing like
Headphones
80s
on.
with the
swimsuit
bright orange.
with a Walkman on,
Yeah.
like all the stuff, like all of it.
I had a Walkman. I thought it was awesome because it could record off the radio. You know, remember I used to make
Yours can
mixtapes?
actually record.
Yeah,
Now
it was a
that's-
Sony. I was like, oh. So you'd walk around, your favorite song came on, you want to record it, you know.
But how'd you know? Like you'd miss the first 10 seconds every
Well,
time.
yeah, every mixtape,
Yeah.
or somebody was talking over it,
Yeah.
you know,
It was the radio guy.
right?
The DJ.
I used to love the radio guy.
The radio.
I used to
guy.
love making like mixed CDs,
Yeah.
like and like give it to some girl or something. I used to love.
They
that.
loved it too, I'm sure.
Yes.
But I would put so much thought into
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit. I would
Yep.
agonize over
Yes.
that. And then they wouldn't get the meaning. I was like, what the fuck, man? I spelled it out very clearly.
Write the little song and the note, you know.
Yeah, like you go so far like the first letter of each song spells out I love you. And like she didn't even notice. Like what a bitch. Like,
Oh, she noticed.
they didn't. They never noticed. I never had one be like,
It wound
oh,
up just like under her car seat with like scratches on it.
yeah, in her boyfriend's car.
And her boy-
Right.
The worst. It's unfortunate. Yeah, we made one of those like wedding CDs when we got married.
Yep.
Like we put them all out, and I don't even think I realized how damn good I did until I pulled it out like
Yep.
recently, and I was listening to it because like it was intended to be like love songs that kind of went through, but then like towards the end we just kind of like flubbed it, and it turns out those songs like all of a sudden there was like a banging song. And then a song about like having a kid and like all this stuff, and it like future proofed, and I had no idea. Like I was
Wow.
listening to it, and I was like, "Oh shit, nailed it! Like it
figured that
still
out.
works." Yeah, but the first like 10 songs were all meaningful, and we were like, "We need like 3 more."
That's great.
Just kind of worked out, and all the letters spell out, "Go home, wedding's
home.
over, get out of here, take your prize, dude." We have rum here. I'm kind of excited about this. We got to the 40-minute mark.
delicious rums.
It is time.
That is the
Color
time.
looks so good.
Do you have cups?
That's
for
such a good color on that rum.
I don't have any cups.
it? So I have in the bathroom little teeny tiny Dixie cups.
Perfect.
Or I have glass cups in that cabinet over there.
Something tells me that the bathroom cups are foul.
Yeah, they probably have mold on them.
I mean, I'm just running quick math. Particles, parts
Which
per million.
would be more Scandals than any other cup if you had. Or there's coffee cups right there too.
I think we just need 3 cups.
All right,
One for each of us.
do the coffee cups.
We'll piece it together. Here you go. Here's your rum tasting cup. It's
Nice.
official.
Pass that down.
Official rum cups right here.
Beautiful.
So we have 2 rums to try. You have a spiced rum that you got. Woody, I think you brought this, right?
I did.
This is-
Plantation.
Plantation pineapple rum. It says Stiggins Fancy, 1824 recipe. Is that a dude's name?
Stiggins Fancy. I think it comes from a Dickens novel. It's a character in a Dickens story. It's right there on the label if you want to read it.
Oh, I can't read.
But I forgot the story. So, you know what got me was pineapple.
Yeah, I've been on a pineapple kick lately.
It's so good.
Can we still say plantation on there? I don't know about that.
Oh, good point. Good
Oh,
point. But
it's-
yes, we can.
It stinks.
Oh no.
Look, no, like a good stink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I guess we're just trying these neat. I don't know how much you want.
Yeah.
You want to pour your own?
Sure.
That way, it is like noon. So why don't you pick your poison there? I'm going to give this a try. So what was the name of that again?
Plantation. The Stiggins Fancy.
The original dark. This is like the first dark.
So it's not a spiced rum. It's just got a slight pineapple flavor. It stinks like real rum.
It does.
It smells like an Appleton's.
Smells good.
Yeah, it's perfect for
If I had to guess.
boating.
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Yes. Let's
They have you all on Scandals here.
let's see how this tastes. Ooh. When it hits the sores, the sores in everybody's mouth? Yo, that's actually kind of tasty.
I like the front. The front end is
Well, like
and there's the little burn. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's burn. I think that's on the
What's
kind
the
of
proof on this? Probably 80.
That's 80.
Yeah.
So it's not some like spiced fake
No,
rum.
No.
And
It's the real deal.
Ooh, I love the pineapple-iness, but it's not like I was thinking it was gonna be. It's not sweet. It's like the
I expected a candy ass rum, honestly.
Yeah.
It is not.
I expected it to be
No,
some
it's a
kind
real
of.
deal rum.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It feels. You feel the warmth. Oh man.
You get all that the sugar cane comes through.
It
You
tastes
still
like,
get a little of that
It's be
caramel.
good in the winter.
it tastes like pineapple that's been kind of like fermented or something.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
adds
love
up.
it. I love it. Fantastic.
That's a good choice right there. I might actually have to throw that into the rotation because I really,
You can drink it straight too.
when I saw it, I really thought this was going to be some kind of like
Gimmick.
a foo-foo-y rum.
Yeah.
Like a Malibu.
Yeah.
Is where I was going to put it. It was going to be
Okay,
like
yeah.
a pineapple Malibu mentally.
And it wasn't like it was pricey,
didn't
but it
like-
wasn't cheap.
It didn't like knock your socks off either. It's a 40%. It tastes great. Fantastic.
That's not overly pineapple-y.
Bravo.
I think I had a little banana in there too,
Yeah.
in the front.
Okay.
You taste that?
Yeah. I think that is a pretty tasty rum. Now I'm gonna put it up against my new favorite right now, which is the Santa Teresa, which is from Venezuela. Super popular rum spot.
Venezuela?
Yeah, not
That's where I
really.
get all my rums.
Yeah, everybody. Whenever people, it's synonymous with rum, Venezuela. But these guys just have kind of a cool story. But they do a Solara rum or Solera. Are you familiar with Solera stills? Like the technique that is the Solera.
No, what's that?
So basically, what you do is you age a rum in one barrel, right, or whatever it is you're aging. You age it in that barrel, and then you drain half of that barrel into another barrel, and you let that one age in there, and you refill the first barrel, the other half of the first barrel. And then after another period of aging, you drain half of that one into the final one.
Huh.
And then it sits there and continues to age. And then you drain half of that, and that's what you bottle. But so as this process continues, theoretically, there are super aged rums or bourbons or whatever it may be in the top one, the bottom one, the middle one. So you have some, in theory, rum that could be 50 years old
Yep.
still in there. So it
Little bit of
creates, it allows you to speed up the aging process, but also create oftentimes a more mature flavor. And then sometimes what you'll do is you'll like make the final barrels like sherry casks or something that'll impart
Yep.
particular flavor. So they'll do this with scotches a lot, but it's a much maligned tactic because like the purists are like, no, that's not really 50-year-old rum. You're like, fuck you,
It's
is.
like essence of 50-year-old rum.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
whatever. It is 50-year-old rum.
But I love things that are done with the Solara method. I always feel like it creates a
Yeah.
fantastic product. So when I saw that this was Solera, I was like, okay, I want to try that. But then I started reading about these guys, and apparently, like, they do a lot of charity work at this particular place, and it's like a different kind of charity work. They do all their charity via rugby.
Ha!
So, like, they had a bunch of, like, the guys who owned the place way back in the day, they loved playing rugby, and, like, these kids kept getting in trouble. And, like, these kids broke into the distillery late at night. They were fucking around in there. And they caught them. And they were like, you got two options. I'm either going to turn you over to the cops, press charges, or you're going to have to come back here and play on the rugby team. So they put them on the rugby team, and, like, the kids ended up loving it, and it gave them, like, an outlet. And then they ended up getting back into society and doing better. And now they've got this, like, full rugby team of, like, disenfranchised youths from all over Venezuela. So, like,
That's cool.
it kind of tugged at my heartstrings a little bit when I heard the story. I was like, okay, I got to try this rum. And then I tried it, and I actually really liked it. So we'll give this a taste.
Fantastic.
I don't know how it's going to compete with a pineapple rum because that's got so much flavor to it, you know?
Way too much. Sorry.
I think Greg Crandall is a humongous rugby aficionado.
He is.
He's going to enjoy that story of the. He probably knows all about that.
He probably does.
He does.
All right, well, I'm going to give this a try. Now, because through the lens of a tasting, it's always a little different. I'm always a little more critical. Whereas I liked yours. I thought it had good caramel flavor. If anything, it was lighter than I expected.
I agree.
You know, I expected it to be a little heavier than it was. So this, I think, will probably be like a true heavy dark rum compared to that. We shall see. The St. Teresa, what is it, 1876? I don't know what there's a number. 1796.
96, Solera rum
That's when they were,
from Venezuela.
yeah, and they started doing these Soleras back in like the 80s,
Cheers.
I believe. All right, here we go. Let's see how this is.
Ooh, that's real nice.
Woo, that is a true rum.
Woohoo!
It tastes at least 75 years old, if you ask me.
I would agree. That's the gimmick that is
Yes.
the Solara still. Yo, that's actually,
That's easy.
like, tasting it now, like, through this lens, there's a lot of, like, molasses, like caramel.
It's so different
Sugary.
than that one.
It's like brown sugar.
Yep.
That tastes
Yeah.
like brown sugar.
Sugary, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Damn.
It's got a more of a burn, I think. You know,
Yep, a little edgier than that one.
what's the proof? Same.
I'm guessing
80.
it's 80.
Yeah.
If only I could read. It is 80.
Yep, same exact.
So same thing. Ooh. That's tough though. Like it's a different ball game. Like that is real rum.
Yep. I would have that in the night and that in the middle of the day.
So audio medium, you pointed to the the 1796, the Santa Teresa is a night rum,
An
which I agree.
evening rum.
That is very much a nightcap.
Yep.
And then the plantation rum, the Stiggins Fancy pineapple rum, more of a day drink.
Yep.
I would agree with that.
I agree with that.
I would put that in a mixed drink. And this,
Sure.
you know, a cool trick. This is the easiest recipe in the world. You go get coconut water, pour it in ice cube tray, freeze it, and then just throw the coconut water ice cubes in your rum. Boom,
Wow.
instant mixed drink.
Yep.
Little pro tip for you.
Next year you'll.
You're a
bring some-
pro.
I have little ice trays in there. We could have made ice in there next time.
We
I
should
also,
do
also
that.
have a still.
See,
we
that's-
should bring that out on Scandals on the beach. And
That's
fire
the
it
kind
up.
of stuff you need to bring to Scandals.
A still?
Coconut,
Oh, coconut.
ice cubes.
Coconut ice cubes.
Yeah, this year I really slacked. I just brought like 6 pounds of lunch meat, a bunch of bread and cheese.
You
and
brought
they
this
were like-
this board here.
So there
I
was.
did bring the
We're
board.
podcasting. That's cool.
I was
We
actually
are podcasting.
like when I saw that text that you were like, I got 6 pounds of lunch meat. I was like a little relieved. I was like, oh, we can we're all gonna have sandwiches. Awesome.
And good sandwich. You have one yet?
Did you bring lettuce too?
No, I didn't bring anything. No fiber,
Red.
no nutrients.
Red meat. That's it.
No, I brought rum, bourbon rum, bourbon. Oh, wild card. I have a bourbon rum. Okay, so
Yes.
Between the two of these, because this is the true rum tasting, does anyone have a preference? Like, is there one that you would say, I prefer that rum over the other? Now, they are distinctly different. One is a lighter
I
pineapple
was
rum.
going to say, what's the scenario?
What time of day is it? Are you on Scandals Beach, or are you like at home in like your study?
It's-
On, like
with
a
your
leather chair?
slippers.
It's dusk. I'm right down the middle. It's dusk.
Dusk.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sun is just setting.
They're very different. I mean, like this one, like
One of each.
yeah. I mean, I can't even make that choice. They're so different.
I think
Go ahead.
I think I'd rather mix this
Yes.
one because that pineapple flavor is awesome.
Yep.
Mixed with what?
Pineapple juice
Okay.
and a little
We've got some.
Chunk of pineapple.
like a little pineapple juice and seltzer water. No flavored seltzer water. And that rum.
All right.
That's a drink. This
Sounds
one,
good. Yeah.
the Santarisa, just some ice cubes and
Neat
maybe
or one ice cube in it.
one ice cube, preferably coconut water.
This and the cigar at night.
Okay, so we're gonna say they're both excellent rums.
Or like Brian Woody's house, Doc, like on the deck up there,
Okay.
with your like cool umbrella.
Yeah.
This is like more Pirates Beach.
On the
right
beach,
here.
yeah.
And I'm pointing to the
I-
pineapple
yeah.
one when I say Pirates Beach.
All right, so the pineapple one is the daytime rum.
Yep.
The Santa Teresa. So we're
You
really.
can't go wrong.
I don't think you can. I think both of these are fantastic.
Yep.
I dig them. I feel like this is a real like liquor though. The 1796 like
Yep.
that's
Has-
definitely why it's more of a night. You don't want to be sitting out on the beach sipping
no.
that
No.
because you're ultimately going to be the asshole.
All right, let me ask you this: Which one would a female?
The plantation pineapple.
Right.
Pineapple one.
We
It's not
agree on
even-
that, right?
Yep.
Oh, there's no
Right?
doubt.
My wife would like this.
Well, then
I
by,
think so.
by proxy, I'm a 1796 guy because I'm old man. If that's how we're gonna break it down, then I'm gonna shift gears.
The Stiggins Fancy,
The Stiggins Fancy.
original dark.
And I read on the label it was Charles Dickens' Immortal Pickwick Papers.
Pickwick Papers. Okay.
Yep.
I think, and if I remember right, it was about $40
Yep.
for that.
That's awesome. I'm gonna buy one of those.
40.
I think that was about the same price point for
Yeah.
the Teresa. Now this is the wild card. I'm dying for you guys to try. Now I'm an Angel's Envy guy.
Angel's Wings.
I when we did the bourbon challenge on the podcast over the winter, we had to keep them under $60 and readily available in a Virginia ABC store. And you cannot get Angel's Envy readily available in Virginia ABC store. So I didn't get to put my favorite in the tasting. So ultimately the Four Roses one,
Yep.
single barrel. That's,
Love that one.
It's fantastic. But this Angel's Envy has been aged in Caribbean rum casks. So it's wildly different and wildly expensive. They charge far too much because you can't get it anywhere. So I have to order it online from some horrible, secondhand black market shit. But it's kind of worth it. So I've been picking this up, and I just think this is definitely worth a taste because it's rye whiskey or rye bourbon.
Angel's Envy. Okay.
But you're gonna it's crazy, and I think with a rum tasting, now that we really know what rum tastes like, this should be an interesting taste.
I just love their logo. Those big angel wings in the back of that bottle.
Oh, it smells good.
So now that I've had it directly against rum, I can taste the difference. Because the first time I had it, I just had it straight, and I was like, it tastes just like rum. But now I can see it's not. It's very
Yeah.
much bourbon
Yep.
with a lot of like rum kick.
So I'm a little biased because I already sampled this last night when you stuck me a little sample of it down
Ah.
here. But it's still one of my favorites.
I mean, it's tasty, isn't that? It's got everything that makes bourbon bourbon.
Yes.
The sweetness, all of that. But then you get that caramelly brown sugar.
Like sand and salt, air, rum.
But the stink on the nose is distinctly bourbon compared to these.
Yep.
Now that I'm having it. So the
Wow.
question is, now that you've tasted that,
That's 100 proof.
let's see. It is. That is 100 proof, because that's from
I can taste
America. That's how we do it. We have to tax this stuff as it comes in across the ocean. Yeah, that is. I almost though, when just wanting to drink rum, now that I've had these rums, I think I'd almost prefer just having one of these two rums over that. But I think I prefer that because I'm a bourbon guy.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite, like, thing here.
The plantation.
Yep. It's fantastic.
Especially given the setting where we are. We're sitting in the belly of a boat.
We're in a boat.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Hanging out. We're rocking. People go by. We rock a little bit.
I think this is my
I
pick.
know the sun's out. I
For
can
this
see it,
weekend,
you know?
my pick is the Plantation Pineapple Rum. That's it.
I think it's good.
You know, if it come in
My whole face just went numb. I don't know if you saw that, but like everything just stopped for a second, like a mini stroke, but
you
like
need
a
to,
good
you need to
one.
go ride the jet ski like right now.
Yeah, it's it's intentionally why I jumped in there after coffee. Yeah, because I was like, I should drive this now.
Yep.
Because I have a funny feeling the day's going to spiral, and here we are.
So if I was coming in hot off the jet ski,
Ooh.
showing up to the beach, hopping off with my my pink shorts on, and
You wearing pink
my
shorts?
lime
Okay.
green life jacket. I'm just like trying to paint a picture. Walking up the beach, and there's the ladies over there in their Baywatch 80s
High cut
90s high
suits,
cut
yeah.
suits.
Yes.
And then I walk up to the bar on Pirates Beach, and Greg Crandall's there, and he's got these bottles out. He's like, "What do you want?" And I'd be like, "Let me get some of that Plantation Pineapple Rum
It's perfect.
with a coconut water ice cube and a slice of pineapple, please." And that would be the picture I would like to paint.
It's a good
here
picture.
tonight.
I can, and it's right out there. We can make that.
We're gonna do
happen
that.
for you.
We could do that tomorrow.
That I would agree.
We'll call one of the Scandals captains coming in and tell him to pick up a pineapple and some coconut water, and we can make it happen here
Let's do it.
tomorrow.
Let's make it happen.
All right.
Let's get some of that.
You could make a lot of friends with that rum. I think a lot of people would like that.
Oh, I think we could make a lot of friends. I think we could lose friends.
I mean, this one was fantastic. Too. This, the story of the Solera. I never heard that before. It's fantastic, and I got
a lot of drunk
I
knowledge.
will buy that.
Yeah.
But this is the one I would like today.
Yeah, no,
right
the
now.
Plantation Rum I think is coming out the winner of
I
the
agree.
challenge
Yep.
based on where we are.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
and
this is why we do this. We
Yes.
learn, we grow.
The
we're
crazy
we're gonna
thing-
walk out of here smarter than when we came in,
Yeah.
it's true.
and dumber.
The crazy thing about rum, you go to ABC lately. There's so many rums that I wanted to buy.
It's tough.
You know,
it's tough.
Like the rum, I think has come a long way.
I think it's having its
Used to be
resurgence.
Bacardi, and then Captains, and then you had like
I think gin and rum. We'll see who wins out, but they're both kind of going through a little uptick. It was like mezcal a few years ago. Like tequilas came back, and then mezcals came in.
yeah.
And now though, I am seeing a lot of rum.
Yep.
A lot of talk of rum.
I think Captain Woody made a fine choice here today.
Oh, good, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, well played, Woody. I think you've won the title.
What did I win?
Nothing.
Okay.
Fucking nothing.
You win a
You
Scandals
win, you win a
t-shirt.
buzz.
You get literally yeah. You get nothing. Nothing. All right. I got someone sent in a story. I do want to talk about it, and it's in a place that I don't know. I'm assuming this is England. You ever heard of Buckinghamshire? Sounds English, right?
I
Yeah,
think
it
so.
does.
Very English.
It was the Amersham Law Courts. And this came out of Buckinghamshire, which I think is like Florida of England. But this,
You get your Buckinghamshire man running around.
yeah, exactly. But I found this story fascinating because this lady got all shit faced, and I'll show you her picture. There's your gal.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm not saying she's a looker, but she's got some tendencies.
She had a
that I
rough
can
night.
Agree with. Yeah, that is after a horrifically rough night. She's in her 30s, and this guy, and I find this interesting. He was snoring, so his wife kicked him out of the bed. He's like, "You
Happened
can't."
to me before.
Oh yeah, no, this happens. This happens. So he gets kicked out of the bed and he goes downstairs and he sleeps in another room, and he wakes up to get in head.
Ooh.
And he thinks to himself, jackpot. Like, I guess I'm not snoring anymore.
Okay.
Like, this is going great. So he's getting blown, and he kind of comes to and he realizes it's that lady. Now, he does not know that lady. He's never seen that lady once in his life. This lady's butt-ass naked, came into his house, stripped off all of her clothes in a drunken whatever, finds his dick and decides,
That's. What
I got
I'm
a
doing
big
now.
plan. So I'm going to blow this guy. And so he said when he woke up, he was all excited. He was like, hell yeah.
Well, yeah.
My wife's being awesome, you know, like she feels bad about kicking me out of the bed. So he wakes up and he was like enjoying it.
Yep.
And he said he sat there for a minute, which I think is very interesting that he would even admit that, like to the cops. Like, I mean, I took it for a minute.
Well, I mean,
When I realized I wasn't going to finish, I thought, this is not my wife. So he turned on the lights and saw her and he like freaked out. He was like, I don't know who you are, and screamed. And then the wife came down the stairs and this lady like starts screaming at her, like, I'm going to kick your ass. And the cops come. She fights the cops all while naked. And I'm just like,
That sounds like an English story.
it's just the whole thing. Just as it spirals out of control. And she ended up getting convicted for 3 years and 6 months for drunkenly giving somebody head because they called it like sexual abuse. But she has no prior record of anything.
nothing.
Anything.
Like a lone wolf.
Yeah, she's just got shit-faced hammered and staggered into a house. But how would you react if you just woke up to getting blown? Like, that's like,
3 years in probation.
I don't know. I just wrote down 3 years, 6 months. Drunk woman.
Okay, like
Blows Mary.
jail time for that.
I can look it up.
Who's pressing charges? The guy?
Well, I think,
The guy
unfortunately,
should not press charges.
No,
if you ask
absolutely
me.
not.
she was handed 3 years and 6 months in jail for a string of offenses
3
after stripping
years?
naked and entering the victim's bed following a heavy drinking
years
session of
I
March
guarantee
15th.
you the string of offenses was like this was not the one.
This was not it,
that,
yeah.
It was like probably some other like messed up stuff, but like this was not the one that sent her to jail. If you ask me.
Oh, I didn't even realize this. After he was getting blown, the guy pulled her up and tried to put him on top of her himself. And she was so drunk she fell out of the bed. And that's when he got concerned and turned on the light.
He realized.
And then he realized. So that's how he came to. I didn't even. That's fantastic. Realized it was.
Oh, he didn't know it wasn't his wife.
No, so
until
he was like trying
The
to.
lights came on.
Yeah, when she fell out of the
Yeah.
bed. But like,
Would you know? Like
What would you do?
like
that's what I'm saying.
technique?
Like what would you
Like,
do
wait a
in
minute,
that
that's
scenario?
not my wife. You know, like technique, right?
That's true.
Everybody's like,
Yeah.
huh, this
No,
is different.
she never licks
This
my
seems
butthole.
strange, right?
She
She
hasn't
never
licked
went
my.
around that area.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, there's a lot of hair down there. Very intrigued that she would even do that. Frisky.
Okay.
Reeks
Yeah,
of
I think.
booze.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you could tell.
I don't know. I wake up.
I don't know. You're
Pitch
asleep.
black.
You're asleep.
That's
Yeah,
true.
You're
That's
completely
true.
asleep. It's pitch black. You're getting blown.
Like, is it a dream? Are you like, is this real life? And you wake up in the sun. I don't know.
Can your wife
It's
be mad?
dark.
Like, say you just laid there, panicked, or
I feel like
enraptured.
this whole thing was a setup, or this whole this can't be like.
Yeah, how do you
I
just
don't-
walk in and know where the
how does
dick
this,
is?
This does not happen.
Like, there had to be a text, right? Like, I'm in
Something
the guest
doesn't-
room.
Like something does not add up.
You're right. I think that's it.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just walk
Yeah.
in a house and like
Yeah,
the dick's in there. Like, you
Yeah.
don't.
He
There-
like, yeah, she kicked me out of bed. Come
there's
over.
some fishy
Yeah.
stuff.
Right. And then she came down. Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, I'm offended
Oh,
too. Put her in jail.
Intruder.
Call the cops, not the emergency number. I don't want them to get here too quick.
The non-emergency one.
Yeah, the non-emergency line. Call the thing you call when you dig in your yard.
Yeah, that's what happened.
They'll be here Tuesday.
611 or whatever. It's not 911.
Yeah, like, no, don't call the fast cops. Jeez, you're gonna scare her.
She's like for like tomorrow. It's kind of.
But like, can you even get in trouble? Like, say you're laying there, you wake up in the middle of the night, you're getting blown. You don't know that it's
You
that
don't
anything
even know.
that anything untowards, right? And then you finish, and then you turn on the light. Are you in trouble? Like, have you done anything wrong?
You haven't done anything.
No,
I don't know.
I'll just say no.
Yeah, I don't think. I feel like it was.
You're in your house.
You're in your house, you're asleep. Who
Yeah.
else would be blowing you?
Right.
It's the dog or your wife.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It would be tragic. I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, you're not in trouble. To answer your question.
I don't think you can be. But
But-
I think then again,
But saying that, you are in trouble.
you're fucked.
Right? You're
Yeah.
not in trouble, but you are.
Or you're gonna pay for it.
And you're probably
Yep.
getting divorced.
That which sucks.
Right?
Because you were just asleep.
I
You
didn't
were
know.
sleeping in your bed or in your couch or whatever, your other room. I don't know. It's a tough.
It's a tough call.
This is a scandal situation here, right
You
now.
you have to pull an Eddie Murphy and you just deny it. It wasn't me.
I thought
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy just said he was giving her a ride home. Wasn't that his angle?
Well, no, he had a joke back. I think it was in Raw or something. He's like, when you get caught, doing something like that, you get caught. Just you got to deny it. No, it wasn't me.
So you
I
guys,
saw you. No, it wasn't me.
you guys have heard that song, that "It Wasn't Me" song, right?
Yes.
By Shaggy. So that is one of my favorite songs because of a memory, like a little situation we got in Race Bar. So we were at one of those races. We had killed 4 kegs. We had a humongous party. It was 1:30 a.m. and the party kind of started to dissolve.
I can only imagine where this is going. Coming out of
Yeah.
a nighttime
fired
blowjob.
up-
That story reminds me.
Yeah,
of
this
story.
is
We
the
fired
wasn't
up-
me nighttime blowjob. Where is this going?
All right,
Hell of a
we
race.
fired up the race bar. We started up, and the race bar has a straight pipe exhaust. It has no mufflers. It has no catalytic converters.
Damn right.
No resonators. It has a pipe that goes right out the side of the car. And you start that thing up, and it's like, wah, ba, 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 ba,
Yeah.
and it will just like blast your face off. It's awesome.
That's beautiful.
And the party started to die down, where we were like cooking food and hanging out, and there was a DJ tent that somebody had hired a DJ at this race for some reason, and the DJ was in there hanging out. There's no people in there, and we started the race bar and revved it up, and we started to drive, and it was like the Pied Piper leading like everybody out of town.
Yeah.
Like everybody followed, and the DJ tent suddenly was like loaded up. There's like 300 people in there like dancing around. Somebody had like a hot tub like set up somehow.
It's like Woody with his
Yeah.
trampoline.
And
Take it anyway.
and so we pull into this place, and we park the race bar in the middle of this tent. There's like a 50 by 50 tent somebody had rented, and we left the lights on. We turned the music off, and the music is always playing on race bar. Like right now, somewhere in wherever race bar is at my friend Andy's house, the music is playing, and if you flip a switch, it will start to blast. Right? Like
Hold on, it's like a perpetual
off switch.
Yeah.
perpetual music machine.
There's a phone in the car, like in the trunk, like hardwired in, that plays on a repeat playlist all the time. So if like you just flip a switch, the music will start blasting,
That's
like
funny.
whatever it is. So we pulled in there,
The race bar is the coolest car ever.
We don't need no stinking off switch.
and we got out of the car, and everybody started moving around, and we're all running around. And in race bar, we wear these orange shorts. They're the same, like they're like short shorts,
Yep.
orange like cheerleader shorts, and everybody wears them. And we're
Why
running
not?
around with our green race bar shirts on.
We've already established
We're
we're
having
men.
an
We
awesome
got one.
time, and at some point somebody was walking around and tripped over the DJ's cord to his equipment. Like it'd be like if you unplugged this.
That's how you get your ass kicked.
Oh, it was bad. And I just happened to be standing by the race bar, like talking to somebody, and suddenly it's like,
They found the off switch.
and the whole crowd was like, you know that sound when a crowd is like upset, like it's like, "Whoa," like
Yeah.
growl like, comes out of the crowd.
Yeah.
And I literally, like, without even thinking, reached in and just like flipped the switch.
Hit the switch.
And the race bar volume was turned all the way up, and it was that song, Shaggy. Saw
Wasn't
her
me.
banging in the bathroom.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
And it just went on, and the DJ was over there like scrambling around, plugging in.
You're like,
trying to
"Bro,
find
you're
his
fired."
chords, and we made
Got you.
You're fired.
across
You're
the
replaceable.
crowd. We made eye contact, me and the DJ, and he was like this. He gave me like a thumbs up. He's like, I got it.
And he went right
and
into
I was
that
like,
song?
1, 2, 3. I flipped my switch off. He flipped his music back on, and like it just like
Perfect.
seamlessly like went.
Well
And,
played.
And later in the night, he came up to me and he's like, "You saved my life, dude. Like you have no idea." Like the crowd was like everybody was like they were ready to get like, torches out. They were like ready to like
Pissed.
mutiny.
Yeah.
Partying here.
Not all
We're gonna
not all
leave.
heroes wear capes, man. Well
yeah,
played.
and he was like, "You saved the entire party. Thank you."
Hero.
We like shook hands, and I gave him a beer off the back of race bar, and then we went on with our.
Gotta
business.
see this car. He's just, and then
haven't
he just
even seen
casually
it?
says he just
I
gave
can
a beer.
see it in
No.
my mind, and it's awesome.
I see a sticker and I'm like, okay, cool. It's a BMW. Like I've got a general idea, but no, I desperately need to drink beers off the
Oh,
back
yeah.
of your car and then
So-
drive it.
Oh yes, you have got to come to a race and strap into that thing and run around the racetrack at 100 miles an hour.
I would absolutely.
People go from like
I
having
would.
a beer
I will
off
do
of
that.
it to we're going 110 down the back.
I'm not.
straight
I'm not
of VIR.
driving. Someone else is driving it, right?
I'll drive it. Yeah.
All right, because I'm gonna be.
You can drive it if you want.
Well, Again, that has to happen at 10 a.m. after coffee. See, that's when I ride. That's when I do motorized vehicles.
All right, he's had his coffee. He's ready to go.
Yeah, when you hear that first fart go, like
Like, all right, get in the car. Let's
he's
go.
moving. Go, go, go.
You saved the party.
Yes.
Nice.
Dude, it wasn't me excuse. Brought up a horrible memory, but a good one in the end. And that excuse works so well because
Wasn't
it
me.
plants a seed. You're like, fuck, wasn't?
Is it me?
No.
It's weird.
Wasn't me.
So I had been dating this girl in college. And dating is like a very loose term, but like kind of dating. But like I realized I was starting to like her. I was like, man, I really like this chick. Like she's way out of my league, which is like the number one thing I look for. Like way out of my league. And then like I'm like, man, she's really cool. But there's like all these red flags, like tons of them.
But you're like, I'm gonna deny all these red flags.
But you're just you're kind of like when you're like 2 weeks in, you're willing to overlook a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
2 years in, if you have not acknowledged the red flags, you're fucking up. But so like I'd seen all these red flags and I'm like confused. I'm like, man, like there's all these red flags, but like she says all the right things and I feel like she's great. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for a walk. And it's like summer school time, like the end of summer school. And I go
Is
for
this
a
college?
This
or
college,
high school?
college.
Okay.
So we've been drinking all day, hanging out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for a walk. I went for a walk, just kind of clear my head. Go walk on campus, probably smoking cigarettes at the time because
Yep.
college, smoke,
absolutely.
invincible. Why would I not
Right.
smoke?
Yeah.
So I'm like smoking cigarettes, walk across campus, and I get to like this one spot where there's this wall outside of my old dorm, and all the chairs are set up for graduation. And they're all just set up, and they're all empty, and it's just kind of like a really interesting scene in the middle of the night, right down the quad, all the
Yep.
dorms around it. And I'm just sitting there smoking a cigarette thinking, I'm like, yeah, man, I think you're just being crazy. Like, she's a good person, and you're being too fucking critical.
Put the red flags away. All right.
Put the red flags away for a while. Like, just enjoy it. And then I see this happy couple, like, walking along through the quad.
Look at these
And I'm
guys.
like,
see, we could be.
That's so
and I'm
nice.
like,
I should
I
be like
could
them.
be that. I could be that,
But then.
And I see them walking along, and then I see them walk out and sit down in the chairs. And I'm up there, and I'm just watching. I'm like, hell yeah. It's like, that's fucking great.
That could be me.
And then they're like making out and kissing. And I'm like,
Look at these guys.
so beautiful. So
I love
fucking
it.
beautiful.
I'm gonna go call her.
Yeah, like that's it. I'm gonna go home. And then they peel off, and like they like can go their separate ways. And then like he yells her name across the quad.
Like, wow, she's
I'm like,
same
what a
name.
coincidence.
Same name as my girl.
These guys are me.
That's got to be a sign.
It's like that's fucking wild.
me.
And I was like, huh.
That's a sign.
And then she comes walking up the quad, the one soul in the fucking world. And like she's coming through the dark, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's her.
Wait a minute.
And it was like 100% her. And I'm just looking at her. And then she turns and walks right up towards her apartment. And I'm like, huh.
she
That's
saw
crazy.
you.
No, never saw me. So I come over the next day, and I'm like, yo, so what'd you do last night? And she's telling me, and I was like, yeah. How was it in the quad? And I'm like, busted. She's busted.
Right.
You know? She's like, wasn't me.
Oh,
And I'm like,
damn.
clearly it was you.
Jeez.
I saw you last night. He said your fucking name. I know him. Like, this is the. I'm like, here's the guy. Here's you. It wasn't me. And she just kept going with the wasn't me.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if after a while that wasn't me starts to set in. You're like, man, maybe it wasn't
That was
her.
the Eddie Murphy joke.
But I literally
Exactly.
saw her.
Yes.
Like I'm looking at her. He said her name. I looked at her.
Maybe you wouldn't.
She walked into her apartment. Wasn't me. And I'm like, fuck.
Maybe it wasn't.
Man, that's really good excuse.
Because you have no proof.
No, but I
You
had all the proof.
you got no proof.
I had all the proof. I looked at her. She went into
you're
her
an
apartment.
eyewitness. Not good enough.
Not good enough. But it was amazing how wasn't me. If just said enough times,
Yeah.
you're like, huh? Maybe it wasn't. That is
Like, you
the.
start to wonder.
And you're like,
you know,
sorry, baby.
maybe I'm crazy.
No, I
Maybe
fucking
just-
left her ass.
Okay, good.
No, I helped in my guns. I was like, that bitch is crazy.
It was.
Like-
It was you. I'm going.
No, it was definitely her. But like,
We've
but
all
like
dated
in the argument,
girls like that.
that argument did start to plant a seed of doubt, and then I'm over here watering it like an asshole.
You're like, am I
was like,
crazy?
wait a minute, don't water this fucking seed.
Right. Walk away.
Walk away. Well, I did.
And you did.
I walked away. Thank
Good.
you.
But you learned something.
And then she got fake tits. She went from a 10 to an 11, but guess what? She's a 2.
Oh, things didn't work out, huh?
No, she's a real piece of shit.
She could be a listener to your podcast. You be careful there.
I didn't
Don't
say her
wanna get a
name.
negative
I didn't say
review.
her name. And she still probably in her narcissistic head is like, well, that wasn't
Well,
me
that
he's
wasn't
talking
me,
about.
so, yeah.
That's how that works. You say it enough times, and then eventually you
And
go.
she believes it.
Yeah, and then she's like, "What? You ever met people like that? That like
Oh,
you
yeah.
know the fucking truth. You were with the dude. Like
saw.
you know what he did." And then he's like, "Nah, man, I didn't do it." And eventually, like, he believes it, and then he's mad at you.
Yeah.
You're like, "Why are you bringing that up? It never happened." I'm like,
Wait a minute.
"Bro, we were there together. I drove you home. Like, it definitely happened." I see that shit.
It happens a lot. Yeah.
Like, people can honestly convince themselves, and we all do it. Like, even no matter how good you think you are, you can like tell a story from your childhood,
Yeah.
and you
It's totally wrong.
it changes little bits over
Mm-hmm.
time, and you don't even realize it's changing. And now you're telling a story 10 years later, 20 years later,
Yeah.
that is your version. And then you find someone else you haven't seen in 20 years, you hear their version, you're like, "What? We had bikes that day?" Like this, like it
I didn't ride that
changes.
stand-up jet ski. No, I did fine. I didn't fall off.
That's what I actually love about the podcast is like I only have like 2 days to forget. So like I'll tell the story, but then I can even go back and listen.
It's fresh.
Let me read.
And like I'm like, that's not how I remember that. And it's like that realization, like we're all a little fucking crazy. We
Yeah, as
all-
far as my kids know, I'm like a genius in math. I got straight A's, and I think I like halfway believe in myself in high
Yeah.
school. You know,
maybe I
like
was good at school. I don't know.
I think maybe I wasn't so bad. Totally wrong.
My kids think I wrote the Neverending Story. I told them that, like we were watching the Neverending Story one day, and I was like, when I wrote this, I didn't know if I should kill Atreyu's horse, but the sadness, I didn't know any other way to like get it across, and like I just told this lie, and now they bring it up all the time. They're like, "Dad, that's the movie you wrote."
You're like, yeah. Uh-huh.
Now I have to write it, but part of me is starting to think I wrote the Neverending Story.
Maybe you did.
I think
Maybe
I
it
did.
was you.
I think it was me.
I don't know.
my daughter, she like listens to Green Day and Nirvana.
Respect.
That's cool.
She's like, she wears Metallica T-shirts and like,
So your daughter's cool.
I think so.
How old's your daughter?
She's 15, getting ready to be 16.
So she gets it. Like she gets music. Yeah, she's.
But the
she's
thing
cool.
about it is, I tell her that was what I grew up with. She didn't want to hear that.
No.
Like now it's like
Well, because that's not very cool.
that's not cool for you. Yeah,
No.
it's crazy.
My daughter,
Yeah.
when she was like 4, immediately like, just like a laser focus on Tom Petty. A Tom Petty song would come on, and she's like, "That's Tom Petty."
She loves Tom Petty.
Tom Petty, and he has like, if you ever listen to Tom Petty, like, there's a number of musicians out there that I believe are aliens from another planet. Tom Petty is one of them. David Bowie is another one.
You mentioned this aliens from another planet thing last night. You really
This
think
is true, and Tom Petty is one of them. And if you ever listen to his songs, like just listen to them. It's like nothing you've ever heard. Like they're simple.
Florida guy.
They move along at a pace that's pretty normal, but there's something like weird, like magic about them that like you've not heard
I haven't.
before.
I don't
I
feel
haven't
this
seen
when
this in Tom Petty. I'll have to.
I
give
don't
him
feel
another
this in
try.
Tom
I'll
Petty.
play some songs tonight.
All right.
After
Tom
like
Petty's
89
kind of
more
like the
beers in
pumpkin
custody.
spice latte of coffee.
Yeah.
Like
He's
I think
not,
he's
like-
like basic bitch.
Once you knew he was an
I'm gonna get a
alien-
lot of hate for that comment.
Yes,
People
you are.
fucking
You're gonna
love
get
Tom
like all
Petty.
kinds of reviews.
Yeah.
He is an alien. If you like kind of put that in your mind and listen to the songs, you're like, oh my god, you're right.
Did your daughter pick up on that?
Yeah, because like
Oh.
she's a kid. She doesn't have like all this like experience to like say otherwise. Like kids can like just be like, he's an alien. Like she's right. He
So
is-
when you say he's an alien, do you like literally mean he's from another planet?
yeah.
Do you believe
Came
in this
from
whole,
outer
like-
space, and he landed here, and he's not from around here.
Well, he's
Listen
from Florida.
closely to the music. Yeah,
So
Florida man.
So yeah, he is kind of an alien. He's from Florida. That adds up.
like illegal alien, or what are we talking about?
Brendan, were you here for the year when all the power boats came to Scandals out of the mist?
No.
So, I think it was the COVID
This is
year.
how Tom Petty came.
Was it the COVID year? Were you here the COVID year, 2020?
I was here 2021.
So like, we were all on the beach, like had like basic Scandal stuff going on. Greg had his little orange cooler on the thing. We had some hot dogs on the grill, and out of nowhere we heard like engines like brrr in the distance, and there was like a cloud, like a mist, and like these cigarette boats came out.
Oh,
they all
perfect.
Like just an
Oh, yeah.
orange one and a green one.
Lined
and,
up. Yeah.
Speaking of
Like-
Florida,
Like
Yes.
two like
It
900
was
million
fantastic.
cc engines just blah, 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 pulling up the beach, and they all like came out of nowhere, out of a mist, a fog, and they anchored up and they like gathered on the beach and they like had a huge stereo, like a 9 million watt stereo, cranked up
Cigarette boats only do two things.
with like
Go
300
fast, pump music.
subwoofers.
Yes.
Remember that? Like, there's like a lady dancing around. Just they're all dancing around, and they're cool. Like, we went over and talked to them.
The way
They're all
the
cool.
way you're visually presenting the dancing, though, they look like those things at car dealerships
Yeah,
with the wavy,
it was
the
like
wacky wavy
the
arm.
wacky
Pretty
inflatable
close.
arms.
Because that's the dance move you just
the
did.
wacky
You were like,
Pretty
inflatable
close.
arms bikini lady was on the boat, like dancing around.
that sounds perfect.
And at one point, she screamed out, "I'll do what I want!" Like she was just like dancing around, just like loving her life. And then it's like suddenly, like out of nowhere, they were there for like 2 hours, and we watched them, and then like a little like bell rang, and they all just kind of
We gotta go.
got in their boats and
Yeah.
they all left, and they went back into the mist, and they vanished. And I am convinced they are not like from anywhere. They're like ghosts. They're just out in the world.
And you haven't seen them since.
And
They're just
never seen
cocaine
since.
mules
They just come out
from
in
the
That
bay.
could be. Yeah.
I mean, that's all those cigarette boats were
Yeah.
for originally.
They
It's
come
like,
out.
we got to get cocaine from there
To
to
here
Miami
really
really fast. And we can't get caught. So we're going
Gonna
to...
burn a lot
what are you
of
hauling?
gas.
Cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they just kind of showed up and they vanished and they were like gone. Were you there for that year? Was that you?
No, none
I saw
none of this sounds familiar.
That must have been 2019 scandals.
They were lined up on the beach there, right?
Yeah, were you there for that?
I think it must have been 20. Maybe it was 19.
I have a picture of
I think it
it.
was the first year.
I plan on
You're
making
like,
it
"It wasn't
to
me."
I plan on it wasn't me. Couldn't be. Wasn't even there.
So, yeah, is this going to be annual for you?
I sure hope so.
Good.
I'm working on
You got
just,
2 under your belt. You could have the you could be the year of Brendan Kennedy if
That
you
would
play
be-
your cards right. You know?
I don't think I brought enough cool shit.
Well,
earn
I
it. So
mean,
now I
I
just-
didn't bring anything, but he's the king this year.
I just gotta earn it.
I
I'll
had
do
that-
something super
Actually, over
epic.
there, over my bed over there, I have a little king hat. We're gonna put it on him and take a group picture tomorrow.
I like it. I'll do something super epic.
Yep. So
Figure it out.
the thing is every year we have like a king of scandals who's like he dictates like certain things, so like, and this year he gets to decide who will be the next year, like who will be. The
That's
next
right. So
guy.
I need to be kissing his ass.
Yes.
Your ass
Biden.
is worthless.
No, yeah, I'm not the king.
And I'm not.
Why
doing-
isn't he here?
Yeah. I'm gonna go out there and hand him a beer.
Yeah, be like here.
That's the
king.
next move I do.
Hey,
In
I got
fact,
thirsty.
all of the shit
him a
you need to
sandwich.
do is in the daylight hours because you can do all the
Hand
epic
him
shit
some
in
of
the
those
world
pineapples,
after
bro.
hours. None of it will be remembered.
Yeah.
It's all
Now
about
is the
what you
time.
do.
Get it on video.
You got from
Right.
now till dusk to make that impression.
Yep.
After that, I can call him a fucking asshole, and he won't remember it. He'll
Yep.
be like, "Brendan's all right."
Give
That's
us
what I've always
pineapple
learned.
rum stuff.
That's always my advice for like people at work. Like when younger people are coming up, I was like, you go to every like work drinking thing you can. I was like, but the first time, literally the moment you hear anybody, client, anybody talking about somebody else, you go home.
Just vanish.
Because that is the moment that people are now, they're talking shit. They'll remember all that fun, good times before that. But the drama, as soon as
Yep.
that drama starts, as soon as you see Susie, did you see what Susie did?
Yeah.
You go, hey guys, I got to go.
That's good advice.
Go home. That is it. That is the key to networking.
Yep.
You wait until the first person says the first thing about someone else. Get the fuck out of the room.
Like
Because
the
you don't want to be
cartoon.
associated with it at all.
Yep.
And they'll remember you weren't there, but you were fun.
Yeah.
That's
Good
a little
advice.
pro tip for people.
All right.
Good advice.
That's just money. Is
I'll
this
take
money?
that home.
Nope. There it is. I can't buy the money pro tip. Dude, we've been doing this for an hour and 23 minutes. I don't think we have to do anymore.
It's time.
Nice.
And I feel
Time to get back out there.
We have
pretty hammered.
done good work tonight.
That was some good rum.
Woody, I appreciate you you sitting in. I hope it was
Yeah.
I hope it was everything you
like-
dreamed.
Oh, it was so much more.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was.
Anytime you need a fill-in.
Just for the fans at home, what's gonna happen? Like, what time is it right now?
Nobody knows.
2 o'clock, something like
Right
that?
now
3
it's
o'clock
3.
on the nose.
What is gonna happen the rest of the night? I just want to paint a picture for anybody who's listening. What we're
I'm
do the
gonna
rest
I'm
of the
gonna
day.
edit a podcast for about 20, 30 minutes, then I'm gonna send it out. Then from there,
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go to the beach and set up my little a flamingo umbrella thing,
yep,
and I'm gonna sit in a chair in it, like underneath it. And
We're
like,
going to have
look around.
food,
Yep.
I'm going to crack a beer.
Somebody
Yes.
Might
else.
get on that jet ski.
lots of cans.
Yep. I'm gonna ride the stand up again
yeah.
tonight.
I think I'm going to do some things that potentially could get me hurt.
Yep.
And then I'm going to kiss Fiden's ass for a little while.
Try to become the king of next year's
Yeah.
scandals. All right.
Jockey.
I think I'm going to be doing some drinking.
Are we gonna go to the Soggy Shack up there?
Yeah, actually, the very first thing I do, I'm going to swim over to the shore because there's a bar that was built. We haven't really explained this. There's a bar on the beach that was built by who knows when. I
Bunch of
think
young college
Locals,
guys.
yeah.
I think Pocahontas, John Smith actually joined together and built this bar.
That's where they healed him.
Yeah, and
After they celebrated.
that's
with
where he got sick. The healing occurred about a
where he
mile.
got
I thought
the
it was just a
disease.
hangover the whole
It wasn't. It wasn't a stingray.
Yeah, stingray punch, but which is what we should call it.
Love it.
But yeah, there's a bar over here, but it's kind of like getting dilapidated. I would actually like to go over there and like
Fix it up.
try to fix it, but with driftwood that we collect
Yes.
from around
You know,
here.
it's funny you say that. After I built that deck, I've got some extra pressure treated
Oh, crap.
one by stuff
that.
that we could
Yep.
put on that roof.
I have a.
But don't you
impact
think
drill.
some driftwood should be on the outside, like accent pieces?
Yeah.
Like it would just look good because we can drive around on the jet skis
Yep.
and haul back driftwood
Yes.
from around the bend,
Yeah.
and just kind of put it up on there, create a real.
We're gonna do
That's a
bonfire.
good idea.
We're gonna do bonfire tonight. You think?
Tonight would be the only night because it's going to rain tomorrow. We're talking logistics. People don't need to hear this. Shit.
Yeah. No. It doesn't rain. It's good.
If you haven't had a chance to head over and check it, does Race Bar have a Facebook page?
Race Bar is a Facebook, Instagram, a Twitter, everything. Race Bar.
Check it out. Check out the Race Bar stuff, Patrick. Do you run that or?
Yep. Anybody wants to race? Race Bar is all about like I've always wanted to race a car, but I've never done it before. Like, just come see us. We'll
They
take
hit you up on the
race track.
Facebook page
Yep.
and get in touch with
Yep.
you that way. That's perfect.
Show up to a
And if you
race.
do have a BMW, please, Beamer Rescue here in
They'll fix
Richmond.
it.
That is the place to go. They're the only ones who are going to take care of your car proper.
That's right.
Other people are just going to like fix it. You're going to make it right.
That's right.
There's a subtle difference. It's important. You bought the ultimate driving machine. Fucking have it be the ultimate driving machine. Don't be dumb. Should be easy. We got a new coupon code over at Nectar Sunglasses. It's Abacus. That will get you a discount on your sunglasses, so go head on over there. If you haven't had a chance to check us out on our Facebook page, you can always do so, or you can always find us on Gmail at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com. Send us some topics. And you can always Venmo us if you're looking to send money because you got too much of it. It's, Pallet House
I'll
Podcast.
Venmo you some
It's-
money.
I don't even remember it. Troy always does that part. I can't ever remember the name of the Venmo account. You guys know it. Find it. Thank you guys so much for doing it. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Woody, for joining
got
me.
it.
Thank you for allowing me out here
fun.
at Scandals.
Thanks for having us on.
This
Really
was a
fun,
blast. I appreciate being on the boat. This AC felt good, but I'm going to go sweat.
Let's
Yeah,
pass
it's
some
time.
drinks.
I'll be
time.
talking to y'all later. Cheers.
Let's go to the beach.
You guys are muted. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?